If you're a solo op DJ or a small band member or someone that's just trying to do maybe some production for your church or for your local city, you live in a small town, it's important to have good wireless microphones. But for a long time, you're gonna have to settle for either very low quality, poor construction, or you're gonna have to shell out like 600, $1,000 a channel to get good UHF true diversity microphones. But now Phenyx Pro has done it again with an amazing product that gives you a dual UHF true diversity wireless microphone system for around $300. It's phenomenal. I don't know how they've done it. And in this video today, I'm gonna give you a full unboxing, a review of this guy, a test, my real world experience using this, and tell you I think this is probably the best starter microphone system for the mobile working DJ out there. And whether or not you're a DJ or just someone looking to pick up a mic system for other reasons, I think this is probably the best value for the money right now. But before we dive into that, my name is Jordan. This is the Phase Reviews YouTube channel. If you're a subscriber, welcome back as always. And if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. It helps us grow, and I would really appreciate it. But we won't waste too much time with that. Let's dive into taking a look at the Phenyx Pro PTU-2U. All right, it's time to unbox this guy. Now, all of Phenyx Pro's packaging looks pretty similar. It's black, it's got the full color image right here of the product, and a couple things to just highlight right here is battery life and the transmitters on this wireless system is gonna be 6 or greater hours on 2 AA batteries. Frequency range from 500 to 600 megahertz as far as the transmission frequency, and a frequency response of 50 hertz to 18,000 kilohertz. Over 1,000 selectable frequencies, and true diversity system with greater than 105 dB of signal to noise ratio and a working distance of 100 meters or 300 to 328 feet. Okay, so that's a lot of specs. Let's just see what it actually looks like. So cracking open the packaging here, first things first, we've got our Phenyx Pro manual. Always well written, always easy to understand. And there were a few things that I wanted to learn about this system when I opened it up, because this is my first true diversity system. So this explains all of that pretty well, okay? Now underneath we've got the actual receiver itself. Now, this is one of Phenyx's more professional, expensive, whatever you want to call it, offerings, and it shows with the construction of the receiver. All metal, front faceplate with rack mount hardware included, so you can set this inside of a rack and use it, you know, in a more robust professional situation rather than just setting it on a table. It looks beautiful. It's got this brushed metal faceplate on the front, 2 screens, and a few more buttons than the more affordable, cheaper, like the PTU-5200 that I reviewed in the past. Looks really, really nice. Doesn't even have Phenyx's branding on the top, just kind of their small branding right here with the Phenyx PTU-2U right there. Now, we'll start in the back first, okay? You can kind of see we've got 4 different antenna connections on account of this being a true diversity system. We've got 2 XLR outs as usual, as well as our mix output, our DC power in, and then this little loop right here to wrap your power cord around so that it doesn't get yanked out, which is a nice feature to see. Now, on the front, like I said, we've got our 2 individual screens. Each has its own volume knob. Again, much more professional and better feeling than the lower priced models. All the little steps, it's not a smooth sweep, there's just individual like notches, and it feels so nice. And you can get it right to the middle with the detents with those just little clicks in each of the knobs. Now on each side you have an up and down arrow as well as a set button, which allows you to access all the features. In the middle we have this little IR window for syncing the handheld transmitters to the receiver, and our power switch is over on this side. Okay, so again, just looks more professional, feels more professional, and has the rack mounting hardware to put this in a case. Okay, so we'll set that back in here. We'll get back to that in a moment, and then we'll go to the level underneath. Okay, so the level underneath has the rest of our accessories and things that come in the box. So always including the anti-roll rings. Again, kind of pointing to this being a more professional product. These are both gray and black instead of like blue and yellow, and I think this is a little more professional. They also include some like sticky rubber feet if you do want to set this on a table. They include your batteries, of course, always nice to see that. They include 4 half-wave antennas, again, because this is a true diversity system and there are 2 individual radio receivers inside the unit. 2 sets of antennas for each receiver, or 1 set of antenna for each receiver, okay? Then we've got the transmitters. Again, I just keep saying this, but heavier, more robust. The other transmitters and the cheaper models were metal, but these just feel smoother. They feel a little heavier. The cap on the bottom is still plastic as usual. Our power button is located down there. We've got a little screen, and then we've got the grill up top. Now, one thing that's not in this package is a wind cover, like a windsock. That's surprising, but you could buy those for like $1 on Amazon, I'm sure. But we've got both of our transmitters right here, and they feel phenomenal. Okay, the last thing, 2 things, excuse me, in the box are going to be our DC to AC wall wart, nothing new there, and then our 1/4 inch cable tip sleeve with the included adapter to take it down to 3.5 mil. So that's everything that's in the box. One more time: 2 transmitters, 4 antenna, 2 anti-roll ring, 4 batteries, a power cable, a 1/4 inch cable, and then the receiver itself. So let's scoot the camera a little bit closer and I'll give you a walkthrough of how to set up the unit. I almost forgot, before we turn the unit around, let's put our antenna on. Now, I've shown how to do this in the past. If you're a DJ already, you've probably set up a receiver like this before, but for those of you that never have, the antenna has a B and C connection. All you have to do is set it on the little post and twist it lightly until it slots in. Then you push it a little farther and twist the collar, okay, and it locks on, and then you just put the antenna up like that. So we're just gonna do that 4 more times. Just like that. And now we've got our 4 antenna set up. Boom. Okay, so let me zoom the camera in, I'll show you the screen, and we'll take a closer look at the unit itself. All right, so here we have the 2 different screens. I've got the unit powered on. The display is so legible and clear. I just can't like say it enough how good it looks. There's a few different parts of the display. Right here we've got RF, and we've got a little dial from 100 down, 60 to 100. This shows you your strength of your radio frequency signal. So right now I'm at 100 because I have the receiver right here, okay? And as the receiver gets farther away, it will let you know is your signal degrading, okay? Super nice to have a visual representation of that and not just kind of like a on, off, or yes, no. To the right of that we have AF, which is our audio level. So if I speak into the microphone, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, you can see the level that it is receiving signal from my voice, and it's coming through and peaking right at 0 dB. Okay, now to the right we've got the actual frequency we're on, which is 555.025 megahertz. We've got it in channel 1, group number 1. This is going to receiver B, and then right now the frequency is not locked. That's one of the functions that you can access through the menu. So to access that, we come over here to the set button. If I press the set button, if I click it a couple times, I can actually select the frequency I want manually. So right now you can see I'm changing the group, right? When you found one you want, you just hit set, and then you can actually change the actual channel right here. So you can change the group and then the channel. Okay, so I'll just go back to channel 1, group 1, okay? And then this is the squelch level, SQL. This is like a gate for radio frequency. So if you're getting a lot of interference or crosstalk with other devices, you can increase the squelch and it will get rid of those low-level signals. And then the last section right here that we're gonna go over in this part of the video is lock. So if you wanna lock the frequency, you can do that. So that's how you select your frequency manually. But honestly, one of the biggest benefits of this unit over the more budget microphone options out there is the fact that it has auto channel search or auto scan. You can look for the most available, most open frequency in the space that you're in, and you don't have to guess. So to access that, you just hit set a couple of times until it says, you go past squelch, auto CH, and click the up arrow, and now it's gonna look for the most available frequency. When it does that, it automatically mutes it. Okay, so we're in group 19, channel 35, and it's muted. We need to pair this with the handheld right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna aim this little window right here, that's our IR window, you're gonna aim that at the unit, and then I'm just gonna click the set button once so that it says IR, and look at that, it's paired. You can see that we've got full radio frequency, and now my handheld has the same channel and group number 19 and 35, and you've also got other information on this handheld. Let me show you real quick. You can see whether or not the microphone's muted. You just do that with a single press of the button here. okay? You can mute and unmute, and then you've got our battery life as well as our radio signal level and our volume level. So all your info is right there as well as on the display, which is super handy. So check, check, check. Oh, let me unmute it here. Check, check, check. You can see I've got channel coming in there. And it's super nice because when I mute on the handheld, you can see that it's muted here. So if you're having like AV difficulties, your speaker's like, what's going on? You can just tell them to click it and unmute it, and away you go, okay? So that's really all the settings. Again, walking through it, we've got the IR pairing, we've got the frequency manual change, we've got the squelch setting, and we've got our auto channel selection and the ability to lock the display if you'd like, okay? So it's super intuitive, it's super easy to use. Again, to pair, you just aim this little guy at this little part on the handheld, and then make sure you just go to the IR setting on there. And that's really all there is to it. It's the same process on this side as it is on this side. Now that we've taken a closer look at all of the functions of the unit, how to set it up, get our antennas attached, let me give you a quick demo of it working in action. Now I'm just gonna turn up the volume on this channel. I've got a wedge back there that I've got it hooked up to, so check, 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 1, 2, check, 1, 2, testing, 1, 2. As expected, even the lower priced Phenyx Pro models sound phenomenal. I expected nothing less from their kind of top of the line best unit. It sounds really, really good. Now off access rejection, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2. Like there's nothing at all. You have to be like directly in front of it. Maybe it's a super cardioid. I think it just says cardioid on the box, but regardless, the behind the access rejection is really, really good. So you're not gonna pick up a lot of stuff in front of or off to the side of the mic. Now the sound is very, very full. The bass is there, the mids, the highs, all of the vocal range is represented really, really well, but I didn't expect anything less from Phenyx Pro. Now, in the hand, it feels super good. Again, muting is, you're not gonna have people accidentally push it, which is really nice. They put it on the bottom. So if you need to mute it, you can do that, like by clicking that button right there. Oh, let me do it again. There you go. Clicking the button right there. And then when you need to unmute it, you just click it again and there you go. And that way people aren't accidentally like squeezing the unit and turning it off. Now, as far as the distance, this is saying up to 100 meters, flawless, no dropouts at all, and 328 feet, and I believe it. Now, I've done distance tests in the past on some of the lower priced Phenyx models. I've gone out to the pond behind my house, I've walked out 300 feet, and they all work flawlessly. Now, this benefits from true diversity, and true diversity is going to offer you increased rejection of reflected sound, interference from other signals. There's a lot of sciencey stuff behind it as far as phase cancellation and reflections and whatever, but basically the essential part of true diversity is that instead of switching between two antenna to find the best signal in the room and reject the weaker signal, it has two complete receiver units built inside this one case. So not just switching between two antennas, but switching instantaneously between two receivers. This offers better reception, better interference rejection, and better rejection of all this stuff that makes signals drop out and get fuzzy and have, crossover from other devices in the room. I don't really have a situation right now on hand while I've got this because I want to get this review that I could test it. Really the test of this would be in a room with 500 people and see how far you can go with all those cell phones in the space. I'm not going to doubt that this has what it takes to do that. In the future, once I get this out at some big events, I'll let you know. We'll do an update on it. But as of now, my distance testing, just going out across that pond, again, check out some of the other reviews to see that it's just rock solid, not even a blip. 300 feet, no problem, line of sight. Even going, to the opposite side of the house with all the walls and different devices between it, it had no issues whatsoever. So the true diversity part of this is going to be phenomenal. And if you've got multiple of these units, you can put them in a rack, hook it up to a combiner with paddles and have an even more rock solid signal. But bringing this all back, again, I think this is an absolutely phenomenal unit for the DJ, new or old, for the small band, for the little production company that's just starting out and doing their local small town gigs. You can't get true diversity, all metal, rock solid, microphones like this. Sure is going to cost you $1,000 a channel to get, good, JTS or something. They're going to be $600 a channel. It's a lot. $300 per channel for a dual, $300 for a dual UHF True Diversity system is unheard of. And Phenyx Pro does it well every time. I'm always impressed with their products. It's a company that I stand behind, that I'm happy to use in my own business and in my own applications, and I'm happy saying that you should do it as well. So if you want to grab one of these for yourself, I'll include a link down in the description. You can go buy through there, support the channel. You won't regret it. And if you're not going to pick one of these up, that's cool. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, leave a comment. All of those help the channel grow, and I would sure appreciate it. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.